Welcome in everybody to Biz Rizz.
Rizz.
We're coming off of episode 19 where we talked to concussion specialist Stacy Ritter and it was fascinating. And
Mhm.
now we have a question coming in that's a little more generic about the workplace. Here it is.
Hi, my name is Sophia Ryan. I am a third year student at Sonoma State, and my question is, what is your advice on coworkers not pulling their own weight?
Oh, sweet Sophia. How many people have that question? Only everyone, right? So I have a lot of advice that's probably completely and totally inappropriate for what to do when coworkers aren't pulling their weight. So, Celeste, I think you're nicer than I am. So I'm going to let you start.
Not sure about that one, Amy, but I will say when I've had coworkers not pulling their own weight, one thing that I've really tried to do is get the manager to assign responsibilities and to hold people accountable for those responsibilities. I think a lot of times when people work in the industry or they work in a fast-paced environment, or I guess really any industry, a lot of times the go-getters will perform and perform and perform, and they don't hold other people accountable. And part of that is because there's not clear job descriptions, there are not clear tasks, there's not clear responsibilities. And I've had clients where we've gone into the organization and literally said, hey, what do you think your responsibility is? And what that person thought their responsibility was totally different than what they were responsible for.
Mhm.
So I think it starts with defining everybody's responsibilities. If your manager isn't really on board with that, maybe you can work with your group on doing that so that everybody, again, pulling their weight. And then I also think there's a point too where you just let go of that. There are always going to be people that are performing high performers. There's going to be people in the middle range, and there's going to be low performers.
Mhm.
Every single time I've worked in an environment, there are those three classifications of people, and you have to decide, are you really investing in yourself at some point, right? Like I think sometimes we get a little bit irritated or irritable saying, oh, okay, why doesn't this person do that? Why doesn't that person do that? And sometimes it just helps with your mindset to turn that inwards and say, okay, I'm investing in me. So now
Mhm.
I know how to do this and I know how to do that. And hopefully in your next role, it will pay off. So what do you think, Amy? What are some of
Oh my
yours?
gosh, yours are so like fix the problem, approach it maturely. I mean, my first instinct is to sweep the leg, man, and be like, Let's go. You got to
Right?
pull
Kick
your
them.
weight, right? Just a little, Yeah. So everything Celeste said is correct. And that is how you should approach it. And it depends on where you're at in your career because you are always going to run into a coworker that is not pulling their weight. It happens in every industry, on every project, right? The nice thing about where Celeste and I are at now is we choose to work with each other because of how we work with each other. So I know, what I'm good at in this partnership and Celeste knows what she's good at. And there's never been a time, knock on wood, that, we didn't get done what we said we were going to get done or say, hey, I'm busy right now and I can't get this done. Can you help me with this? So that's the end goal. If you're dealing with people who aren't getting stuff done, try and work with people who do. Like
Mhm.
find those people. Now you're not always going to have a choice like that. Celeste and I are 49, 50 years old. We've done a lot of the grind to get to this place where we can say, yeah, I have some choices here. I have some say here. But I totally agree. Like if that person isn't pulling their weight and it's a responsibility that you could take on and learn something more from doing that, that then gives you a leg up on the next job, then do it. Take it from them. I mean, who cares, right? And the other thing would be to find your voice. If you can't carry it all and you're that go-getter and you're like, I'll just do it, I'll just do it, I'll just do it, you're not going to be happy in that job. You have to find your voice and you have to be able to delegate. And if you're not in a position to delegate, you need to be able to go to your supervisor and ask, what is this person's job versus mine? I want to be very clear and be in the lane that I'm supposed to be in and not overstep. You don't have to go in and complain about the person, but you could
Mhm.
go in for clarification. And that is totally fair with the supervisor. And then if all else fails, just go Karate Kid and sweep the leg. I'm not kidding. Like just make sure nobody's watching. They'll get it. They'll get the hint. I hope this was helpful, Sophia. Thanks for the question. And if you have a question, please send it in and we'll answer it on our next edition of Get It, Celeste.
Biz Rizz.